Hello everyone, it is Wednesday, March 6, 2020. Of course, today was New Comic Book Day, and now it's time for New Comic Book Video Time. Really nice week for books. Some really nice titles came out. Of course, the big one is Batman 90, which we're going to show. But I also, at the end of this video, have a surprise for everybody. I've been getting a lot of requests to show some Golden Age books. Now, I've shown a lot of these books in prior videos, but never all together. So I'm going to show you some of those books, and then 3 books that of just covers that I really like. Well, 2 covers I really like, and then one, key issue that I think I've shown as well, but I'll show again. So let's jump right into the books. Of course, we're going to start off with some DC. Lois Lane number 9. Batman Beyond 41 B cover. Daphne Byrne from DC Black Label. This is number 3. Nice cover there. And the B cover right here. Not real wild about that cover, but the A cover was good, B cover wasn't so good, in my opinion. Big book from DC. Batman 90, first appearance of the designer. This book was already sold out, at the 2 shops I went to. I was lucky to get some of these because I pre-ordered them, like a lot of you should, when you know that a hot book is coming out. And then really nice B cover on that Batman 90. And that was it for DC. Again, Batman 90 being the real big one, first appearance of the designer. Go right into Marvel. Really nice Wolverine here. I just picked this up because it looked cool. Marvel number 1. Nice die-cut cover there. Wolverine number 1. Miles Morales, Spider-Man, the Spider-Woman variant right there. A couple of those Spider-Woman variants were pretty nice looking, and I have the regular cover here. Let me get that for you. There is the Miles Morales regular cover right there with little baby Billy in the crib. So there is that. Book we talked about on Monday, Spider-Man Noir. I am looking forward to reading this here. Really nice looking cover. Black Cat number 10. Some Wolverine on that. And then Black Cat number 10, the Spider-Woman variant right there. Really nice looking cover there. Alex Ross, Marvel number 1. I don't know if this one, I don't know if I showed this one. This is a really nice Human Torch right there. I've always liked the Human Torch. So there it is there. Early Human Torch, I should say. I love Alex Ross's covers, really nice painting. And then The Magnificent Miss Marvel number 13. First appearance of a character called Amulet. So here is that one there. Now we are going to jump right into Independence. The Sumerian, Queen of the Black Coast. I picked this one up because to me that is an Action Comics number 1 homage right there. Instead of Superman throwing the car, it is Conan throwing a boat. So there's that right there. Really nice art germ cover on this one here. This is Mercy number 1. This was selling really well at the shops. There was, I think, 4 or 5 different covers of this, but this was the nicest cover of them all. Book I mentioned on Monday, the EC homage cover for Kiss Zombies. This is number 4, and there it is right there. Really cool looking cover. Anytime you can do a homage to either, fairy tale covers or EC homage, I'm going to buy those all the time. That's just a great looking cover. Perillo's been doing some really nice covers. He always does. This is Vengeance of Vampirella number 6. Really nice cover there on that. Book that came out last week, Conspiracy, Area 51. Red Sonja and Vampirella meet Betty and Veronica. Kind of a neat looking cover here, number 9. And the hot book today, in my opinion, King of Nowhere, number 1. Cover A. Cover 2. And cover C. So there was that. Again, some really nice books. A lot of the books we talked about in my Monday video. I appreciate everybody who watches the Monday videos. And I hope that a lot of you are getting some ideas for books that you may or may not have known of. And you're picking them up. So I will show you 3 books, 2 favorite covers, and then I guess a big key. People keep asking for stuff like this, even though I've shown these before. These are just some other ones here. So here is Amazing Spider-Man 129, no introduction. Really nice cover there. One of my all-time favorite covers. Doesn't matter the condition you get this book always sells well over book. And when you can find them, you pick them up because they're kind of hard to find because so many people want that. That would be Amazing Spider-Man number 40. Just a classic cover right there. I love that cover. And then a high grade of a cover I remember seeing as a kid and just thinking, man, I just love that cover. I didn't actually get them in shops at this because this book was done the year I was born, 1967, but just a beautiful cover. This is a real nice high grade copy of this book. This is Tales to Astonish number 93. Really nice looking copy right there. And now, which everybody loves, some Golden Age. Now, some of these Golden Age I have shown before. Some of these don't have a huge amount of value, but they're just really nice. And some of them aren't in high grade condition. They're just hard to find. So the first one we're going to do, Pretty Boy Floyd on the Spot. This is from 1948. Loved gangsters as a kid. Did a couple of book reports on gangsters when I was growing up. And Pretty Boy Floyd was one of the first ones I did a book on, or I did a story on for school. A fun book, and you can find these pretty much at a pretty good price. This is from 1950. This is Crime and Punishment number 22 from 1950. And again, you can get these at a relatively decent price because a lot of people just kind of flies under the radar. So a lot of people don't buy them. So there's that right there. Wouldn't be showing some Golden Age and pre-code if it wasn't for a little laugh. Some Looney Tunes right here. This is Bugs Bunny and Porky Pig. And I cannot see the issue number on it right here. But there's a really nice cover. The color on that just absolutely pops for a book from 1951. Blues are real blue. Greens are real green. Just absolutely love that cover. And I like Looney Tunes anyway. So you see that, just always made me laugh. Of course, the horror genre from pre-code and just 50s, 40s are always real popular. This is Tales of Horror, number 12 from 1954. Not a high-grade book, but a real nice book anyways. And again, any condition, these are desirable. This is a book I picked up from my friend Brian at Cosmic Comics. Brian. So this is Teenage Romances, and this is number 38. Now, this is a cover that's listed as a suggestive cover in the Overstreet. It really is. It's 1954. This is a beat-up copy. This is a 1.0, but I'm letting you know, you don't see this cover a lot. I paid a pretty good amount of money for it, but it's because you just don't see this book right here. If you take a look at what he's saying right there, you'll get an idea of why it is a cover the way it is, and a very desirable cover to try to find. So I was happy when I was able to buy this. Once again, Brian from Cosmic Comics. Thank you, Brian. From my private collection, a couple that I usually don't, show a lot of my private collection, but I will on these. These other ones are just things that I have. This is Jungle Comics number 71. This is from 1945, a classic bondage cover. Excuse the sticker. I had these on display at a local shop just so people can see some older books. That's why the stickers are on it right there. Really classic cover there. Crack Comics number 42. This is from 1946. And if you take a look at that, you will recognize that as the famous Batman and Robin cover. They took the idea from this book here. Really nice cover, really nice condition. A 6.5 for this book right here I put down from 1946. I have been told that is a much higher, grade, but I was happy with that grade right there. Really beautiful book, really nice cover, or really nice color, excuse me. Low grade book from 1953, Tales of Horror number 6. Always love that, the girl in the beaker, the old, science beaker right there, and the ghoul looking at her. There's that there. Another Jungle Comics. This is from 1949. This is issue number 122, featuring Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. Really nice cover there. Again, another cover, really nice condition for that book. Beautiful color. The orange really pops on that, and just really, really nice. And again, not super expensive on these books. You'll pay a little bit of money, but for the most part, very affordable. This is definitely one that is in my private collection. This is something that I absolutely love. This is a beautiful cover from 1947. This is also an early Jack Kirby. This is Headline Comics number 25. This is a Jack Kirby and Joe Simon cover. Just a fantastic cover, beautiful color on that. Kind of see what she's saying right there. Of course, they're setting it up like he killed himself when they murdered him to try to get that money. So there's that there, Headline Comics, number 25. Web of Mystery. This is another cover that's just a real classic cover, not a high grade, but just you'll see this cover a lot. Sells really, really well on that. I can't remember the year on this book here. I didn't write anything down on it. Just a beautiful cover. And again, not in the highest grade, but presents very well. Good color. All these books are completely complete, attached. So I'm happy with that there. And the last book I'm going to show is from 1950. This is Fight Comics number 70. Again, this is Tiger Girl, but they all look the same from these Jungle Comics, Fight Comics when they did that. Here she is right here swinging into action, literally. And there is that. So those are the books. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of those Golden Age books. Again, 2 of those are in my private collection. Other ones are just going to be part of inventory ultimately one day. But books that you don't see every day when you walk into a shop, you just don't see these books laying around unless you, go to a high-end place, or this is like the one book that they have. That's kind of like their, headline of their shop. Again, just absolutely love that cover, high grade right there, beautiful cover. And so I hope you enjoyed that. I got a lot of good response on that CGC comment I did as it relates to the video that's just gone viral, and there's just absolutely tons of backlash coming from collectors to CGC about the handling of that book at the Chicago convention, the Superman #1. Where the guy is just really coming through the pages real quick. And it kind of surprises me that people are trying to defend CGC by saying, well, they're experts, they know what they're doing, they know how to handle books better than everybody else. No, it's not true, because I would never handle a book like that. I don't handle modern books like that. I'm certainly not going to handle what is probably one of the top 5 grails of the comic book industry, which is the Superman #1. Again, the individual who owns that book, I know him. It's Red Hood Comics out of Colorado. And I spoke to him via text message after that, and he said the same thing. He was kind of appalled at the way they handled that book. Again, CGC has been taking a lot of backlash for that, and it surprises me that the video is still up there. But if you're going to handle books like that, if someone's giving you the books, and I don't care what anybody says, you should always wear gloves when you're handling vintage books. People talk about the cotton gloves and how cotton can catch on the paper. Well, you know what? If you're careful with a book, like you should be, you wear cotton gloves. I've been wearing cotton gloves for years when I handle pre-code, Golden Age, or even early Silver Age books, and I have never once had a cotton glove catch a paper. So don't make excuses for CGC. Just admit the fact that they handled that book a little too rough, that they really don't care too much about the books that come in there. It's all about making money, and the faster they go through the books and the faster they grade those books, the more money they're going to make and the better turnaround they're going to get. So I don't care what anybody says. The way that book was handled was appalling. I was absolutely shocked that they would even show something like that. So, but a lot of people, I think, are starting to realize now, stand up and say, hey, CGC really is, maybe not the great caretakers of vintage comic books when they grade them, that they kind of treat everything kind of the same, regardless of whether it's a modern book that's been sent in or, a huge key issue like that one was. So they're going to have to live with that. Again, if you don't believe me, look online. You can see all the backlash coming from people all over the world as it relates to their handling of that book and the overall perception now of CGC, especially the last few years, with their grading standards going way down and the overall, fact that some books come back damaged that you sent them. So there was that. So again, I hope you enjoyed the older books. I hope you enjoyed the Golden Age. I can show Golden Age. I love looking at Golden Age books all the time. A couple of, Silver Age books, a couple of, one key on that. And then the new books, I hope you were able to pick up the Batman 90. A lot of the shops were sold out. It was here. And again, I want to thank everybody for viewing the videos, who watch the videos, who give me the thumbs up, the ones who subscribed. If you're not a subscriber, please think about subscribing. It means a lot when I get positive feedback. It just makes me want to do these videos even more. So that's pretty much all we have today. So I hope you liked the video. But as always, if you didn't, nothing I can do for you. Have a great day. Happy hunting that Batman 90, and I'll see you in a few days.